Okay, so I'm doing this as well. That might catch your attention. Where are you guys from? Ballybunion. Do you mind doing a test? Do you want to use this microphone? Like me? Don't mind. Okay, so you can answer those questions, and we'll see how we get on from there.
All right.
If you're not good at this type of question, that's not a problem. Just tell me, for example, what do you see in that in the first one there? Now, and just this is for some videos that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Oops. What do you see in that first one there?
A woman with a blouse, like a hat, like a wedding veil.
Okay. Yourself?
Yeah, I kind of see the same. A woman.
Okay. You only see one woman?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Some people see two. Some people see one or the other. Basically, do you see a young woman or an old woman?
A young woman.
Young woman.
She's looking away to her right.
Yeah.
Okay. And supposing that instead of a necklace on her neck, it was somebody else's mouth. Like she's got something on her neck, like a black thing, like a band on her neck. Supposing that was someone's mouth.
I can't see it.
You know, you can't see this on her neck.
No, I can't see the the other woman.
Well, look at that as if it was someone's mouth. Okay. And then slightly up a bit, there's the nose to the left.
Oh, I think.
Once you see it, you can't not see it. You ever heard that before?
Yeah.
Like it's an old woman and a young woman.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you see it?
Oh yeah, I do.
No, see.
It looks like a witch.
No, you sound like American.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not American. No.
No, you sound slightly American.
Like,
some people say I'm slightly American sounding as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Any good at maths?
Yeah.
Okay. This keeps falling over.
So 1040, that's 1040, 2040, 2050, 3050, 3090, 3100.
Very good. And you know what? Let's just take away. Most people come up with 4,000. Believe it or not. So you're good at that. Okay, one more. We got plenty more, but I don't want to just do this. This one here. What do you read there?
God is nowhere.
God is now, or God is
now here.
So there's two different ways of reading something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and that goes for the picture of the two women. Some people see one, some people see the other.
Yeah.
The wings. Okay, so I'm using this as my springboard.
Yeah.
For my preaching. Did you know that?
No.
You didn't catch any kind of preaching there? Okay, because I would go from that, shift to over to other things like okay, you could be wrong about your perception about that. What about your perceptions about other things? And some people would say God is nowhere, others say God is not here. How you read things could affect things.
Yeah.
Okay, so quick questions, and you don't have to hang around for these if you don't want. If you're uncomfortable with it, perhaps.
Yeah.
Okay, number one, do you believe that there is a God?
Of some form of it, maybe.
Yes, maybe some form of some higher power, but I don't know about.
Okay. See, when I ask that question to people, some people are too fast to answer. They just go yes or no. But if you think about like what you're doing, like what you should really ask is, and what do you mean by God? Like define this, okay? Because like in as I say in Hinduism, there are 300 million gods, and that ranges from a beetle on the ground to an elephant.
Yeah.
And sort of anything that tickles your fancy, really.
Mm.
But what you're talking about could just be like I watched a documentary of Robbie Williams praying before a concert to his higher power. Who was that? Elvis. Okay, so what most people mean by God, they mean a creator or the creator of the universe. Are you going as far as that?
Kind of, like some sort of, I don't know, like there could be a being that is just
omnipotent.
Yeah, just like beyond us. So
Okay.
we just can't, we just don't know what it is.
Okay, that's a good starting point. Okay, and the second question is, do you have a soul?
I think maybe.
I
Well, like
I don't think so. I think we came from nothing, you know.
From nothing. Okay.
well, when you think of like evolution,
Mm-hmm.
like they people when we were primates, we didn't really have much of a conscience, and then when we kind of grew, we evolved. Yeah, we evolved into becoming conscious beings.
Right.
And
Interesting.
like when you're born, like your DNA kind of makes up who you're going to be.
Yeah.
Like, you never know. There could be a soul, but just
Well, you could
It
ask
kinda
the same.
makes up
You
what you
could
were.
you could pause for a moment and ask, well, what do you mean by the soul?
yeah,
You see, if I said, well, it means your life. Do you have a life?
Yeah.
Okay, then you have a soul. If that's what it means, and if it's something that is beyond the material, the immaterial part of you that exists even when you cut off an arm,
yeah,
or two arms, cut off all your arms and legs, and there's still you, a personality. If it's that, or if it's something that lives on after you die, you see, that's
Yeah.
the thing. And the third question is, what do you think happens when you die?
I don't know. I've no idea.
Oh,
I think I like to picture it as like it was the way I was before I was born.
what was that?
Nothing. I didn't experience before I was born.
Right, because
And
you aren't an eternal being, right? Now, the God that we talked about at the very beginning, did you say omnipotent?
Yeah, like beyond us.
Being what?
A being that's like beyond us, omnipotent.
Yeah. Well, there is something about this. The universe didn't surely just come out of nothing,
Yeah.
or maybe it always existed, right?
Yeah.
Now, those are the only options. It either has always existed, or it came into existence.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, scientists have come to the realization over the last 70 or 80 years that the universe had a beginning.
Mhm.
And that's why they came up with this thing called the Big Bang. Because they said, well, it has to have a beginning. We don't know how it began, but it had a beginning. So in other words, it didn't always exist.
Yeah.
So it's been brought into existence. So think about that.
Yeah.
Who or what could bring a universe into existence is the question.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like that makes sense.
That makes sense? Like, for example, before you were born, you didn't exist. If there was ever a time when nothing existed, what I mean nothing, I don't mean a little of something.
Yeah,
I mean
I know.
literally nothing, okay?
Yeah.
If there was ever a time when nothing existed, then there would still be nothing. Unless you believe in magic,
Yeah.
that, things disappear from nothing, okay?
Yeah.
So either someone or something has always existed. That's the only options, right? I don't know what you'd prefer, but a lot of people would prefer some unknown thing,
Yeah.
whereas I prefer a someone. And I'll tell you the reason why there's a difference, because I don't think that a something that has always existed would have any reason to create anything.
But
Happy as it is.
So then you ask, like, if you are asking, like, if the Big Bang came from nothing, then, or has it always existed? Had the someone always existed?
Yeah.
Or how did it come from
So
nothing?
it's either there's someone or something has
Yeah.
always existed. When you talk about a Big Bang, that's only a term to try to explain that there was a beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, was there a sound with the Big Bang, or was it a flash of light?
Yeah.
Do you know, and I come from a biblical point of view, that the Bible starts off with these words, in the beginning.
Yeah.
So it starts
I've
there.
read the Bible.
Yeah, there you go. So it starts off with in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then it goes into a little bit more detail. Did you know that the universe is basically made up of 5 elements? Okay? Do you know what they are? Time, space, matter, motion, and energy. Those 5 things. Can you separate one from the other?
No, because like energy and matter are similar. They're one and
Okay.
the same.
So let's say this is a car key.
Yeah.
It's made up of matter.
Yeah.
It's taking up space. If I throw it to you, it travels through space, taking time, motion, energy, and all of these things are combined, okay?
Yeah.
You cannot really separate one from the other, but you can distinguish one from the other, right? But for the universe, it is all of these things simultaneously coming into existence at once.
Yeah.
Think about that. So therefore, whoever or whatever began that process is beyond time, beyond space, beyond anything that you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. And if it's just a being without personality, that's always been without personality,
Yeah.
what reason would there be to do anything other than I'm quite happy as things are?
Yeah.
No need to, like a stone, like it's been there forever. It's not going to say, fed up being a stone, I'm going to explode into a universe. Like,
Yeah.
it just doesn't happen. Whereas if you think about this, right, a personal being that has a desire to demonstrate and show and to display and put on display and to demonstrate what this being is capable of. See, this is why the Bible talks about a creator who is God, who
Yeah.
made man in his own image and likeness. And aren't we creative as well?
Yeah.
So when you do a piece of artwork or you play a musical instrument, whatever, you like a bit of feedback, right? How was that? Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. And I think that God is displaying his glory in all of creation.
Yeah.
However, what do you see around you in the world today?
Just like,
Is it a good creation?
no,
No, what's wrong?
war and famine.
Is that the creation? Or is that like, in other words, those are the things that people do, right?
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like the creation, the world itself. It's got trouble.
Yeah.
But is that the way it was ever originally designed, do you think? How do you know that? This is a good question.
Yeah.
How do you know what it was originally like?
Yeah. Well, if like in space, like things are constantly being like destroyed, then since it was created, then there's always been trouble. So then you can't say that God's vision is bad by there being trouble now.
Well, one example I often give people is this. Supposing you were to see a brand new car
Yeah.
produced in 2024, but it's all smashed up. Would you automatically conclude, who makes cars like that? Or would you conclude, something happened to that car since the
Yeah.
time it left the factory? It's probably a learner driver or some tourist has taken this car out, right?
Yeah.
But they don't make cars like that. And when you see cars around you in a fallen state, you have to conclude this is not the way it was supposed to be. It's
Yeah.
not the way. And that's the way the Bible describes it as well. I know I'm talking about the Bible because that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
But I'm just filling you on bits that maybe you've never thought about because there's people have different perspectives on things.
Yeah.
You know, so the Bible talks about a perfect creation. When God created, it said everything was good. Then came sin,
Yeah.
rebellion, the creation saying, you're not going to tell me how to live my life. And that is the bottom. Regardless of what it is, you and me, you know, are all the same. We would all say, well, if there is a creator, he's not telling me how to live my life.
Yeah.
And inside us, there's a rebelliousness against our creator.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, let's put yourself in that position. Supposing you were a sculptor, a potter,
Yeah.
with clay, and you made something and you said, oh, look what I've made, a little man or something like that, right? And then he just shakes his fist at you and says, what's your name, by the way?
Kevin.
Kevin. He says, Kevin, I'm not interested in you. You're rubbish. You're no good. I'm going to do my own thing.
Yeah.
What on earth? Why would the creation act like this?
Yeah.
See? Something not right. So that's the way we are. We are basically in rebellion against God.
Yeah.
So God has every right. If it was you and your creation, you could say, well, you know what I'm going to do with this creation? I'm going to just smash it all up if I wanted to and start all over again. He could do that. And that's many of the times you see that sort of thing in the Bible. God's judgment coming upon his creation because of our rebelliousness. Okay, have you any questions?
Not really.
No?
No.
Okay, well, so you don't know. I don't want to drag this out too long, okay? But if you were to die today, do you know what's happening at all? According to you, you just would like to think that you'd go back to your original state.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't bother me all that much. I think I'd be like my body would degrade and be eaten by animals. Like
Go back to like where you.
Your body? Yes.
So when I die, worms will probably eat me. Well, that's how I'd like to, and I'd become a part of them. So that's how I like to think about
Well, that's fair enough. You know, you can be fish food or worm food.
Yeah.
Okay. But the soul, if there's a soul and it doesn't die, then it's going somewhere afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll fill you in one little blank, and that is this: we read in the Bible, okay, This is a bit of information that might be helpful. It is appointed unto men to die once. There's no reincarnation, that sort of thing. And after this, there's a judgment. And the judge is our Creator.
Yeah.
And we will be judged as to how we have lived in accordance to our relationship with our Creator. And to be honest, I'd say the majority of people are doomed because we have been just rebellious from the start.
Yeah.
So what God needs to do is create within us a new desire, make us a new person, change us, and that's why the whole message of the gospel comes in. So there you go. Kevin, what's your name? Danny. I hope this has been informative to you. I mean, I'm trying to give the gospel to people. Obviously, there's no desire on your part, right? That's perfectly normal. What age are you? 17?
Yeah.
Right. I was 17-year-old when I became a Christian. I was not looking for God. I was not even the slightest bit interested, right? So therefore, I can understand where anyone else would be at. But it wasn't me looking for God. The Bible actually says that there's none who seeks after God, not even one person. But it is God who comes seeking for his person.
Yeah.
He seeks after us. He draws us to himself. He convicts us. We realize that we have been rebellious and need to get right with God, and that's what we need to do. So I would encourage you to do that. Think about it.
All right.
It's your life is not just going to, I'm going to tell you this, your life is just not going to end. Do you know, and I'll quickly say this, when I crawled out of a pub at 17-year-old, I was not looking for God. But when I got home that night, I started thinking, what if there is a God? What? That was the only thing. I never had thought of it before. If there is, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Because I'm a rebel against God. I need to get right with God. And I spent the rest of my time seeking to know how I can do it. Okay?
All right.
Well, thanks for stopping
Thank
by.
you. All right. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. Okay. Would you like to try a test?
I was just having a look at it.
You can have a look at it closer if you want.
I don't get what it is.
What? What is that?
No, it looks like
What do you see there?
one girl.
One girl?
How many girls there is?
Well, would you say she's old or young?
Old.
Oh, that's unusual.
Yeah. Fair enough, yeah.
Most people see the young lady.
I don't know, I just see an old woman.
You don't see the young one?
No. What does that mean?
Well, it means that your perspective is different than someone else's. Everyone has a...
I don't see a woman.
Huh?
I don't see a woman.
You don't see a woman? What do you see, an elephant? No, somebody told me they thought they saw an elephant. And I said, huh? Well, put it like this. There is two women there. You can't see them? What can I say? What can I say? Maybe you should try a different test. I'll try and interview some people today. How are you doing?
Sorry.
How are you doing? How are you?
Not good.
Are you from Ukraine? Jak sprawy?
Nepal.
Nepal, not bad. Okay. Well, Bog, dobry. Yes? Dobry. Yes, God is good. And he has a plan, and he's working it out, right? Plan. Iho plan. Його план. Ты знаешь его план? No? Нет? Du читаешь Библию? Читала? Okay, good. Well, you can read. God is orchestrating my life. My life, your life. Yeah? Как вас зовут? Как вас зовут?
Eleonora.
Eleonora. Well, it's good to meet different people and see where they're at. Some people have questions about what is my life? Why am I here? What is the purpose, my plan? You see?
I don't know. But my plan.
Yes. But do you think God has a plan?
Yes, I am sure he has.
And you know, there's a Bible verse in Romans chapter 8, verse 28. We know all things are working together for good for those who love God and who are called according to his purposes. So it's a little bit maybe hard to understand in English,
No,
but
I understand
but
you.
it means that all things, not just the good things, but all things are working together for good. What looks like a disaster has a silver lining. Maybe it's like the tapestry on one side is very tangled, the other side makes sense.
For sure.
For sure, yes. And we must say, God, please help me, direct me, guide me, where, how, what I'm to do.
Just guide me, please.
We'll be praying for you, okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
You take do побачення.
Do побачення.
Are you good at philosophical stuff?
Not really, no.
Well, can you answer a quick question?
I don't not know.
You don't have time? I'm going to have somebody answer a question. You look like you could do it.
Probably not.
Okay, you can either answer any of those questions, or you can go straight for the juggler and we ask questions about God, life, death, all of those things as well. So what do you think?
Probably stick to these questions.
Okay, well, you can tell me, what do you see in that one there?
Old woman.
Old. See, now perspective, you see different perspectives. There are actually both, right? And some people only see one, some people see both. Okay?
I can normally see both.
Oh, and you see which one did you say?
The old one.
Well, let's supposing you had a closer look,
Yeah.
and on her neck she has a black
Yeah.
ribbon.
Yeah.
Supposing that was someone's mouth instead.
I see it.
Ah,
I see it. Yeah,
see how one little piece of information can change people's views. Now, I don't know about you. You saw the old woman, did you?
I did, but again, with a little concentration, I can see the young woman.
Do you like answering questions? You ever been on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
No, then.
Okay, quick questions that I'm trying to accomplish today. Are you local people?
Localish.
Like Kerry, you're Kerry people.
No.
I am cheese.
No? Okay. Grab a microphone, okay, and answer 3 questions. Okay, number 1. Is there a God? Don't worry about that.
Depending on your beliefs.
Depending on what the definition should be as well.
Man invented it.
That's very good, very well done.
The Greeks and the Egyptians. There could be many gods.
See how it draws people over when you mention God, all of a sudden you get all sorts of people.
No, I'm just saying, I don't believe.
Who cares what you say you believe?
Anything, what to say, anything.
What have I said, Simon? I forget the
You know what this is from? You got refugees from Europe who went to America. Yes? What we call.
I have to get you on camera
No,
since
no,
you like
no,
to be
no,
vocal. You like to be vocal.
No,
you like to be vocal.
What are you? One of Donald Trump? We the civilized Europe, before they.
Did anyone ask you to stop it as well?
Listen,
Did anyone ask you to stop it as well?
No, we're recovering. We are recovering, okay, already. With enough
Yeah. You know. So you're on camera, you know that.
Get it out.
Vandalism.
Yeah,
That's
it's not vandalism.
It is
You are not allowed to.
You're being recorded for that.
That is an assault.
Is it?
Yeah,
You're assaulting.
it is. No, I'm not.
Oh, you just
Did I give you
Did you touch
permission?
me?
Did I give you permission?
You don't need to give me permission.
I don't really. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, was that so? You can take a picture of me just for fun, is it? Yeah. Well, take it again. Go on, take it. Get out of there, I said.
That was very exciting. That was very exciting.